If you don't have a magic circle, of course, you can do any of these things without the magic circle. It might be more fun with it, you never know. But and that's true as we go out through class too. Like if there's something and you're like, I don't like the magic circle version, I just want to do it my way, that's always fine. But let's play with the magic circle today. Let's lay back on our mat. We're going to do a little warm up. We're going to lay back on our mat, head anchored, arms over our shoulders. Just put your feet comfortable. And I want us to hold our magic circle in between our palms. I will remind you, lats, try not to grab your circle. Try to have the fingers long and just gently press it. I want you to take a few breaths as we're here. And the thing I want to remind you of, unless I tell you to actively squeeze or squish your circle, oftentimes what I want with the circle is that we just engage. And so for me, like in this position, that means, if you did the workshop, I talked about this. I love this image of my arms just kind of falling toward my circle, falling into it just enough that I feel a little engagement in my arms, right? Once you find that, see if you can just keep that little engagement as you inhale, take the arms overhead. How far back you go is your working level. And then as you exhale, you're just going to bring that circle all the way down, maybe even like tap it gently on your thighs. Let's do that a few times and just play around with that idea of like, can I keep that little bit of engagement as I go up overhead? And then I bring it back down and tap it on my thighs. All right, let's do one more. We're just timing our breath. We're thinking about those abdominal muscles pulling in. That's going to help keep your back anchored, so you don't want to pop the ribs up. And then bring those arms back and just do a little tap. Okay, and then let's take our circle for a moment in between our lower legs, like right above your ankle bones for just a second. And just bring your legs to tabletop, which of course is already some work, right? We got that core kicked in. Just be there and just give yourself that moment to find the same feeling with your legs, right? Can we just let the legs fall in a little bit without overly trying to squish our circle? It's just an engagement. Let's play with our footwork here today. Take your hands behind your head. You decide if you want to leave your head down or if you want to curl up in that upright curl. We're going to just point our feet in parallel and just take an inhale to stretch our legs out. Exhale to come back in. All right, this is always your working level as you extend the legs out and then come back in. We're going to shoot for like 3 more of those. You can be in the upright curl or have your head down or propped as the legs go out and back in. And we're just concentrating on just gentle engagement, right? It's kind of hard. Sometimes I just want to squeeze. I think it might be easier, right? The gentle press out and come in. If you're in the curl, take a little rest moment. We're going to flex our feet. We're working hard there, right? Gentle engagement. Let's see if we can do flexed feet. You decide if you want to be in the curl or not. Inhale, extend the legs out. Exhale to come back in. Inhale, reach. Exhale to come back. Notice that like feedback. I don't know about you, but I can feel like sometimes one leg wants to push in a little more than the other, and just keeping that gentle engagement that whole time just wakes up all our muscles. Let's do one more. Press it out. Pull it in. If you're in the curl, take a little roll back moment. Let's also see if we can do our point and flex. Hopefully those circles are up high enough in your legs. It's not going to affect your feet moving. Go ahead and curl up if you want to be there. Extend your legs to your working level and then just point and flex. All right, you can inhale as you curl the toes towards your heel. Exhale as you pull them back towards your shins. Let's shoot for 3 more. Lots of core work to be there. And of course, we're active in our legs to hold that circle there. Not squeezing, just engaging. Point and flex, and then go ahead and roll yourself back down. All right, we have our 100 next. Here's my favorite version we're going to play with today. We're going to see if we can take that circle underneath our legs. You decide. You can do this with bent legs if it feels better to have like feet in a Pilates V and bend your legs and then maybe be up here in the curl. Or if it's there for you to have your legs straight, then you can scoot your legs back straight and be there. Wherever you are, do a little moment, like get your circle there. I know sometimes it's like pain to get in, right? And then I do want you to like find your work a little bit. Do like little press down just like an inch. Don't make your circle fall, and release. Keep your turnout. Turn on your butt, your inner thighs, backs of the legs, do a little press. Just find that like not overly squashing down, but engagement, right? And then you're gonna do your 100 version. So you're gonna press down a little bit. If you're leaving your head down or prop, that's fine. Otherwise, you're curling up into that upright curl. And then we're gonna pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know about anybody else, but I have to concentrate a lot not to bounce my legs, to keep my legs really pressed in that whole time as I'm there. Full big inhales for 5, and full big exhales for 5. If you're in the curl and you're in your neck or not feeling good, you can always bring yourself back down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get 2 more breaths. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Keep those active legs. And then come all the way back down. Good. Okay, guys, come up to seated. We're gonna throw in my favorite little one leg roll down before we do a traditional roll down. Take your magic circle and lasso it around one foot. You decide with your left leg. I usually do my roll-ups with a straight leg, so I'll often do it here, but you can also do this with a bent leg. We're gonna get that roll-up action through our spine. So you can start with your leg, your right leg straight or bent, and I do want you to push your leg away from you, even if it's bent. I want you to make the circle into an oval. Pull those shoulder blades down, and then we're just gonna roll back. We're gonna inhale for half, just like we would our roll up. Exhale, and you can have the leg bent, or you can do the straight leg, which as a bonus, you get a hamstring stretch there if it's straight, and then you're gonna curl back up. Inhale for half. Exhale, go ahead and come all the way forward, like let yourself do your spine stretch. For me, that means I gotta bend my arms a little. And then I'm gonna roll back, inhaling halfway. Exhale, roll down to that mat. And then we're coming right back up, chin to chest, curl, belly scoops up and in, round, stretch yourself forward. And then we'll start rolling back. And the leg's coming with us, but it's constantly feeling like it's pressing away from us. Roll yourself back up. And then we're switching that out. We'll put it on our left foot because we got to be nice and even. Anchor your right leg wherever it is. Scoop your belly in. Get that curl down through your back. Land your head and then roll to come back up as we stretch up and over. And again, bend your arms and take a little stretchy moment if that's there for you. Roll back down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, make your way to that mat. Inhale, start coming up. Exhale, we're gonna take our stretchy moment forward and then start rolling back down. Make sure that circle's kind of an oval. You're pulling shoulder blades down and pressing with that leg. And then we're gonna roll ourselves up, and then we're gonna head into a little more traditional roll up where we're holding our circle, pressing our hands into it. Flex your feet, do your roll up. Of course, you need your legs bent in there, and then just start that roll down. Inhale for half. Exhale. Now, as you're holding your circle, remember, it's just an engagement. It's not a squeeze, although I promise I'll probably throw some of those in, some squeezes along the way when we're doing things. But right now, we're just using it to help us roll better through our back, to find our shoulders anchoring into place throughout that movement. Inhale halfway. Exhale, we're going to stretch up and over. Inhale that, roll ourselves back down, all the way down to our mat, coming right back up. Inhale. Exhale that, stretch forward. Check in with the shoulders when you're rounded forward. They're going to want to lift. Use your magic circle as your reminder to kind of pull them down your back. Let's get one more of those in. Inhale halfway. Exhale, stretch forward. And actually, I'm going to stop you guys at the top because we're going to roll down for one leg circle. And I want us to put the circle under our foot. And it's just easier if you do it up here at the top. Take your magic circle and put it under your left heel or ankle or leg. I like my heel on there. Okay. And we're going to actively flex our foot. And before you start getting your leg up to the ceiling, just find the work through the standing leg. Feel how to like keep your circle balanced and press down, like, activates everything. Should be some work just to hold that, anchor those arms in place. You're gonna extend your leg up to the ceiling where you can have it straight, be in turnout. We're gonna do our circles, keeping our hips stable today as you reach your leg across, circle down around and come back up. I don't know about anybody else. I have to do these a little slower than my normal because I'm really thinking about and feeling that magic circle underneath my leg. Inhale, do them at your pace. Exhale to circle. And just kind of testing your range of where you can go and keep that circle nice and still. I think we got one more there. Reach it across, circle down around, pause up top, go the other way. To that outside, circle the leg down and around. Remember, if you need your knees softly bent on knees, you need to keep that range a little smaller, like it's your range where you can do this and circle that leg and keep that active work. Like, probably should be feeling this in that hamstring back of the leg. I know I am. One more time. Reach, circle, and around, and then give that leg a little rest. I might need to come up to seated to switch that out, but do what you need to do to switch out your leg. It's hard to do a fancy transition, I think, on those. Okay, we're gonna get our heel on there on the other side. And like, just find your spot where you wanna be. It takes a little moment to get it all nice and upright and press in. And once you get there with the other foot on the mat, just do a few of those, like press down. Like, can you feel like your low butt and that back of the leg have to be active? Notice that flex at your ankle, and then let's just press and hold, anchor our arms, extend the left leg up to the ceiling for those circles, go across, down and around and back up. Remember, our goal is stability today, so the circle doesn't move at all, which if you focus on your circle, it'll help keep your hips still, I promise. And coming down and around. Inhale for part, exhale. Those arms are pressing in, they're really gonna help you. One more, reach, circle, and come around. Now let's reverse it, go to that outside of the body and circle down and around. Everything having to work to keep that magic circle still, right? And then play with your range in your leg as you circle around. Let's do two more. Inhale, start. Exhale to come around. Last one. And circle. Okay, good. Bonus, roll up if you want to play with it. Put both feet on there. See if you could just curl up. And then you could take your circle out. We can get a little rolling like a ball in. Come up to the front of the mat. Let's play with our inner thigh version today. We're gonna take that circle kind of low on our legs, maybe a little above our ankle bones. So your feet will be apart, which is not normal for this one, right? But hug in just a little to find that engagement. A little bit of hug in, and you decide where you want your arms. You can still do this nice and tight, and then we're gonna rock. Inhale to rock back. Exhale to rock forward. Nice big breath, curling back and forth through our spine, gently hugging into our circle. Let's pause at the top. Let's throw some bonuses. This is just inner thigh strength. Squeeze, 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 and then 3 more rocks. Rock, curl to come back up. Big inhale on the way back. Are those shoulder blades down? So we rock back and forth. We have one more. We'll throw in one last bonus, hold it there, and then both inner thighs, squeeze, 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 and then let those feet rest for just a moment. We're gonna be rolling back for some stomach series. Before you roll back, take your magic circle, put it behind your head, like that spot where your head meets your neck. Elbows reach forward, do a nice controlled roll down, and feel how that supports your head and neck a little bit, just on that roll down. And we're gonna bring our legs up to tabletop. If the upper ab curl is there for you, great. If not, you can just lay back. And of course, if this circle doesn't work for you, you can always get rid of it. Let's do our one leg stretch. Inhale, one leg presses out. Exhale, we switch. Play with that circle being the supportive tool where our head presses back into it as we just keep alternating legs, reach, and reach, and we lengthen our neck and we focus on those core muscles pulling tight and tight and reach and reach. Let's do 2 more on each leg. Inhale and exhale. We have that just kind of steady pace. Reach and reach, and then we go to rest moment. If you're up in that curl, take a rest, roll down, double leg stretch next. Let's do it the same way with this circle behind us. We're gonna curl ourselves up, push our head into that circle. As you inhale, you're just getting long with your legs. Where can you go and maintain that curl? Exhale to come back. The further your legs go, feel like your head presses back into the circle even more. Maybe as those legs go out, your elbows kind of reach with your legs, and that kind of pulls our shoulder blades down our back. Let's get 2 more. Stretch them out at your working level. Pull it back in. Inhale out. Exhale back. Little rest moment there. Set your circle to the side. We're going to do regular scissors. We're going to reach and get our length in the back of our legs. So arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. If you're curling up, curl up. If you're staying propped or down on the mat, that's fine. Inhale, we'll get that leg a lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, lengthen, lengthen. Just that nice cadence with our breath. And reach, reach. Every time you grab that leg, pull the belly deeper. Reach high in the leg, but notice your shoulders. So don't let them lift. Lengthen, lengthen. Enjoy the hamstring stretch, even though it's a ton of work for our abdominals, right? I always think this one's nice because I get a hamstring stretch. And stretch, stretch, and lengthen, lengthen. One more on each. Oh, nice big breath. And then go ahead and just roll yourself back down. Turn that head a little side to side. We're coming back to putting that circle behind us for double leg lower lift, if that works for you. If you like it, put it back there. We're gonna have our legs up straight if you can have them. We're in that above curl. Our head is pressing back, our elbows are reaching forward, and we're playing with that working level. Inhale as the legs lower. I like to think that I could roll up like a half an inch, even though I don't actually move. Exhale to come up, right? So feel how the weight of your legs reaching kind of rocks you forward, makes those core muscles kick in just a little more, and then pull them back. Inhale, reach them out. Exhale, deep belly to come back. Let's get 2 more. Stretch them out. Your working level. Bring them back. Last one. Let that circle support your neck so you don't feel that strain at all. Bend the legs in, roll down. We have our elbow to knee. We're going to still use our circle. Again, if it works for you. If not, set it to the side. All right, elbow to knee with our magic circle. So we start up in the curl. Continue even when you rotate towards your knee to keep pushing your head back into the circle a little bit, right? That twist. Notice how it keeps you from like jamming your chin forward and really like straining through your neck. So we're rotating and twisting our spine around, keeping our head supported in that circle. We switch and switch. Let's get 1 more in each. Switch and switch, and then a little rest. Circle in our hands. Let's just use it to do our roll up. Engagement only, remember. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna stretch forward and then just stack up. Let's do our spine stretch. Open your legs as wide as you like. Find your tall spine. Sit on something if you need to get that length in your back. Flexing those feet. Now those circles are gonna be out in front of us. You can have your hands on them. Sometimes I'll put mine a little even to the sides on the circle on this one, not on the pad. All right, so shoulder blades are pulled down. We have a little engagement. We're gonna take our inhale. When we exhale and start curling forward, the circle presses down because of our spine curling, and you get so far and you can only go so far with straight arms, and then start bending your arms, but think of your spine curling to push the circle down, not your arms muscling through. Inhale, you're gonna push into the circle to roll back up. Exhale to curl forward. I also like to think that there was a magic circle right there on my forehead, and then I was like pressing it down by pulling my stomach muscles in as I roll down and then push into that circle to lift up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, rounding down. Remember, this is not all out engagement, but you will feel it. I don't know about anybody else, right? It makes me a little shaky. Just that like being engaged like that, pressing into that magic circle. Just enough to make a few more muscles work and stack to come back up. Awesome. Okay, let's do some open leg rocker, guys. Move to the front of your mat. Let's do 2 versions today, just for fun. We're gonna put our feet in first. You decide like how you want your feet exactly in there, toes, balls of the feet. this, very much like that little one leg roll up we did, is we're gonna try to put our feet in there, and I really want you to feel like here's our teaser, here's our open leg rocker, pull your shoulders down, push your feet away, make your circle an oval and try to keep it that way, and then use your breath to rock. Inhale, we lift our sitting bones to rock back, exhale to rock forward, right? And definitely got those balance moments at the top. Notice if your circle if your circle wants to become more of a circle as you're rocking, or can you keep it that oval as you rock back and forth? Do one more like that one for me, right? And then we're gonna stick our legs inside the circle and see if we can do a few pressing out into the circle. Your version, so hold where you need to hold, low or higher up the legs, press out, right? Get nice and connected and see if you can do a few there. We're trying to make an oval out of our circle. We're pressing out that way and then holding that as we rock back and forth through our spine. We're gonna get one more in. Inhale, exhale to come back up, and then just bend in for a moment. Take your circle out. I want you to set that circle in between your lower legs, like your spot, right above those ankle bones. We're gonna roll back and we're gonna use it for a little corkscrew. So, get it in place first, get it comfy. Roll down to your mat, extend legs. If you need a bent knee on this is fine. It's good with bent knees as well. If you can do straight legs, great. Arms are anchored. Pelvis is trying to be anchored as your legs circle, but of course you're gonna feel some shifts, right? You're gonna take legs to the right, you're gonna take that circle and draw a circle, which might seem like just a little circle, and come around and pause, and then you're gonna go the other way. Our arms are really pressing in. Our stomach muscles are working like crazy. Totally fine to do this with bent legs. You might think that your knees are drawing the circle if those legs are bent. And remember, don't squeeze all out. Just barely squeeze in to find the engagement. Let's do one more in each direction. To the right, your working level, circle down and around, come back up. And then go left, circle down and around, and back up. And then you can bend those legs in and take that circle out. Just set your circle to the side, do a little roll up, arms overhead. Inhale halfway, exhale, stretch forward, and then step back up. Let's use our circle today for saw. Open those legs up. So with your saw, you're in your tall spine. We have our magic circle out in front of us. We're gonna take a big inhale. I'm gonna twist to my left first. So I'm gonna twist first. I like to think that I'm kind of curling through my circle. So I'm gonna round down and I'm gonna really keep my opposite hip nice and anchored. And then I'm gonna roll back up and untwist. So when you do these, notice like the arms, especially that opposite one, like you don't want it to lift up. So we get the action through our spine. It feels a little different from when you have that arm reach. But I do think it's helpful in figuring out like how can I twist and curl, keep that opposite hip down. Right, there's my range. Let's do one more like that. And then we're gonna do a few regular ones because I want you to compare it a little. Curl forward. Roll back up, just set your circle down, take the arms out to the side. Now, think of that as you do your same like twist, curl. Definitely those arms reaching can add a little more movement in that upper back, which I just think sometimes just feels good. I think we need that. So twist, curl, and then play with that reach of those arms that can help you get the spine movement, can help you open your shoulders. Do one more on each. Twist, curl, get your press through those arms. Inhale, we'll stack tall. Exhale, we'll rotate, curl forward into that press. And then come back up. And then let those shoulders relax. All right, let's flip to our bellies. Let's get some swan work in, some extension. We'll turn over. We'll have those circles out in front of us. Remember, if any of these positions don't feel good for you, go back to your like normal way to do it without the circle. We are going to have the circle overhead on this one, which if your shoulders get a little pinchy or some impingement stuff going on, might not feel good. So hands wide on here. You can have your arms straight or a little bent. Do what works best for you. Find your plank-like start to your swan. Your head is probably between your arms. Your legs are active, got a little pelvic tuck. We're all working already just to hold here. And then as you inhale, start lifting your head, sternum, chest. Now the circle's gonna go down, but it's not because you're overly pressing with your arms, it's because your spine's moving as you come up and down. I mean, definitely you're gonna feel like you're pressing through the backs of those arms, but you're not trying to muscle through. It just naturally happens as our body lifts up. And then coming back, get that sense of being nice and long from your head to your toes. Inhaling, head, sternum, chest. Feel your chest open as you press down into that circle, and then roll down and get long at the bottom. Let's do one more of those. Inhale as you rise up, up, up. And then exhale as you roll to come back down. Now, we're gonna throw our magic circle in for our one leg kick as well. What we'll do is have it out here in front of us. Long fingers, try not to grab, have those wrists straight, have your elbows way out there in front of you. Think of it as a low swan, right? And then gently engage. You do not have to overly squish, but engage a little and pull yourself up. It's gonna help us with this plank part of it, holding our body up in our extend, and then find your legs, reach them long, hug them together. Let's do our kicks. Inhale, kick, kick, exhale, kick, kick. Remember that thigh lifts as you kick in, and we stretch the top of the thigh. And we just have our engagement to our circle that reminds us to stay lifted. And kick, kick, and kick, kick. Don't forget that breath. Inhale one way, exhale the other. We got one more on each side. Kick, 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 kick. And then back down. We're gonna head to double leg kick. Try to hold your circle. If it's not there for your shoulders, just do it the regular way. I love a little pull the circle apart. So I kind of grab and pull apart. I'm gonna set it on my hips, reach long through those legs. Take a big inhale, exhale, 3 kicks. Kick, kick, kick. We're lifting thighs and stretching them there. As you inhale, you're rising up, and that circle's coming up with you. Exhale to come back down. Kick, kick, kick. Inhale, we're just lifting up. It's helping us get that little extend. And then coming back down, kick, kick, kick. Inhale for a rise up, circle lifts up. Exhale to come back down and kick, kick, kick. Last one, big inhale, lift everything up. And then exhale to come back down. Give yourself a little child's pose or stretch moment. Maybe you like feet together. Maybe you want knees apart. Do your version. Maybe you want to pull in and be more rounded in your child's pose, or maybe like this. They're all good. We'll just give ourselves a few breaths there. And then we're gonna head into our neck pull exercise next. Oh, such a challenging one, but I feel like that magic circle would be super helpful. We're gonna use it, we're gonna hold it just like we did the roll up today. So you decide how high up you wanna take your arms. The higher you go, the more work it is, right? The lower you go, like more out here in front, it'll seem slightly easier. For your hinges, play with it, find where you're gonna be. I'm gonna try to hold mine up. We'll see how that goes. Open those feet as you inhale. Remember, this is just gentle engagement. We're not overly squeezing, gentle engagement. You're gonna hinge and bring yourself back. These are little, right? Core tight, our back's not moving, we're lengthened. Man, it's such a shame that circle's way out there. We have to work extra hard from our center to do our lean and come back. Now, for that full neck pull sequence, you can hinge and then you can tilt your pelvis and roll down. Now, super challenge is trying to keep those arms by your ears, but you can always have those arms out here in front. Same thing when you come up. Keeping your arms back and not reaching it forward will feel more of a challenge if you're looking for that. Otherwise, do what you need to do your best roll up. Inhale to stack up tall. Lifted hinge, those feet are anchored. Curl your tailbone under and roll yourself to come back down. Inhaling halfway. Don't forget that engagement, like in those hard places. Mine is always on that like roll up in the middle piece. I have to remind myself like, oh, pull those shoulder blades down. Use the circle, because if you just think about it, it'll cue your body to do what it needs to do in those places as you come up and over. Let's do one last one. Let's get down to the mat on this last one and just stay there. So we'll hinge, We'll curl and roll down. Get set up for shoulder bridge. Let's use our circle today, just holding it. We just hold it over our chest. And remember, we're not overly squeezing. We're just engaged with our arms, different placement with our arms. Feet and knees are hip width. Feet are planted. Let's do some bridges. As you inhale, pelvic tuck, lift your hips, rolling up. And then that exhale as you roll to come back down. Let's take our arms overhead, go to your working level. So now let's take them back a little further. Let's add a little arm movement. As you pelvic tuck and bridge up, can you press the circle down and tap it on your legs? And at that moment, I want you to lift higher with your hips, press down with your arms. Feel how we got a little more out of it, and then curl to roll through your back. And you can take your arms all the way to that place where it's kind of work to not pop your ribs up and reach your arms, and then do that again. Pelvic tuck, roll up. Remember, we're having a little pause moment right there when you touch your legs. Lift higher, press the circle down, and then reverse it and roll it all the way down through your spine and reach those arms overhead. Let's hold up on this one. Let's roll ourselves up again. Roll, roll, roll. We are touching our circle to our legs. Have the moment. Press your circle down, hips up. Now hold there. Do not drop those hips. Just lift your circle a few inches above your chest. See if you can do just some knee folds today. Let's just do bend our right knee in, tap it down. Stay as lifted as you can with that left leg. Hug your circle. This is harder when those circles are overhead and we're not pressing those arms in, just in case you're feeling that. And then switch, bend in, tap down. Remember that feel of lifting your hips up into that circle. Keep it that whole time. Plant both feet, take a big breath. Roll down through your back, release your hips, extend your legs and go right into that roll up. Inhale halfway, exhale, stretch forward, a little stretchy moment. And then let's stack to come up. Let's get in our spine twist with our circle. On this one, here's what we're going to do. It's kind of a little goofy placement. To me, it always feels like it's right at my bra line, right underneath boobs. It's on your rib cage. Don't like overly press. It won't feel good. Just gentle. Have it there. And then you kind of give your circle a hug. And when you hug, notice the fronts of your shoulders. See if you can like roll open your shoulders as you hug in just a little. So maybe it's slightly like an oval. And we hold that. We take our inhale, sitting tall. And then as you exhale, your whole rib cage twists and our arms go with us. Twist and twist. You can't cheat and like overly reach with your arms this way. Got to really twist your rib cage. Twist, twist, twist. Inhale, back center. Exhale, we do our rotate, rotate, and rotate. Inhale as you come back center. Exhale that rotate, rotate, and rotate. Inhale, back center. Let's do one more on each. Twist, 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 and back center. Last one. Twist, 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 and back. Yes. Bonus, while you're sitting here tall, hopefully you're in your best tall spine, take your arm right out of your shoulder, maybe just a little slightly in front. Wrist is straight. Without shifting weight in your sitting bones, we're going to press and release. Feel how your core has to kick in, right, to not do big shifts in your sitting bones. And then you're finding that, like, even though the circle's only moving like a little bit, you're feeling that all the way through your back of your arm. You're keeping your shoulder down. Don't let the shoulder pop up when you do those presses. We're gonna do like 2 more. Press, and then switch. Take it to that other side, sit tall, press, and release. Press. Other arm could be out to the side. Other arm could be here if that helps you a little bit beside you. And press, and press. These are strength moments. Press, press. 2 more. Press, and press, and then coming back. Good. Let's do a little, we're gonna do lift our tail work. I want you to try today to have that circle on the outside of your legs. So put your circle comfortably on the outsides, have those legs up in space, right? Notice just to very slightly make your circle an oval, how that just makes you activate inner thigh, outer thigh. So good for us. And then start with some little tail lifts. Remember, if you like your arms overhead for this, grabbing onto something, that's always fine. Right? Just little ones. We're only going like 1 inch. We're just letting ourselves kind of play with what it feels like to have that slight press outward with our legs. 1 more, just your little one, little lift. right? We're gonna take 3 more. If you want to do full jackknives or somewhere in between, that's you do your version, roll up and over, and then roll down. But more than anything, I want you to play with that magic circle and just kind of the awareness of it. Maybe you're watching it right as we go up. See if it stays nice and centered above us. Watch those feet. Are they in good alignment as we go up and down? Let's do one more. Over and up. And then that roll to make our way back down. And then you can bend in and take your circle out. Let's get some side legs in with our magic circle. All right, we're gonna lay on that left side first. I'm gonna get all lined up. Line up on your back edge, find your position. That can be out, that can be propped, it can be really propped. I'm gonna do kind of Joe's version. I'm gonna take my legs out in front with your magic circle. Let's take that circle out in front of us. Let's have our arms straight or a little bend, wherever you have it. Just make sure that you have, remember this is just engagement, and the engagement is a little bit arm, definitely, but shoulder blade pulls down and back. That's the thing I want you to really notice. Top leg lifted at hip height. Let's do our sweeps. Maybe you get to kick your circle depending on where you have it, and then point, reach behind you. And just notice, we're kind of taking them slow because I want you to be able to feel like, can you keep that steady engagement throughout the sweep? And again, I don't know about anybody else, there's places in my sweep where I kind of want to let go of that stability work. This kind of helps me find it a little bit more and keep it engaged the whole time. And then I seem to be able to do it better throughout. All right, let's do a little leg over the bottom leg. We'll do our point up and flex down. And inhale and exhale. And again, notice, are you keeping just the steady tension? We are not pressing very hard, but it feels like work. Point and flex, point and flex. Let's switch our foot. Flex up, point and reach down. Flex up, point and reach down. Keep spinning that thigh upward the whole time. Keep checking in with that magic circle. Flex, remember long fingers, don't let it rest or like grab them there. Let's do a little developpe. Slide the toe in, kick the leg out and back down. Keep those hips stacked, slide it in, extend and kick back down. Inhale as you slide in, reach, exhale down. Let's reverse. Leg lifts, we bend it in, we slide it, lengthen it out. Check in with that circle, check in with your shoulder blade along the way. One more time, lift, bend, and then reach. All right, let's get our rond de jambes. Leg at hip height. We're gonna sweep forward. We're gonna lift. We're gonna circle. Lots of stability work. So again, you're gonna feel that shoulder blade, maybe not wanting to stay engaged the whole time. That's why that magic circle is such a good tool on this kind of a thing, because it gives you that awareness where you can like, oh, keep it engaged the whole time. Let's do one more, lift and circle. And then of course we gotta reverse and go the other way. We're gonna reach it behind us, lift up and over. Inhale for part, exhale for that second part. We're just stretching along through our leg, all of our good side leg kick features. One more, reach up and over. Good. Okay, now let's move our magic circle. Let's take it down on our lower legs for this next little series. Let's see if we can get our body in that straight line. So laying on that bottom arm, or if you need a prop on there, that is fabulous. You can do that. Hand on the mat or super challenge, arm up overhead. Let's see if we can just hold our circle, just slightly hold it, lift and lower. Feel that like waist work to lift and lower, lift and lower. Could we lift, hold it, 5 little squeezes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then lower down. Let's do that a few more times. Lift it up and little squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down. Lots of good balance work there. One more time. Lift it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower down. Here's our fancy part. We're gonna see if we can keep our circle there. Flip to our bellies. Ooh, transition time. Sometimes I lose my circle when I do this. Okay, forehead can be down. I'm gonna lift mine just so you guys can hear me, but what we want is pelvic tuck, belly pulled up and in. Can we just lift our thighs and lower while just holding the circle? Lift and lower, lift and lower. We're gonna do 2 more, lift and lower, lift and lower. And then we throw the bonus, lift, hold, 5 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inner thighs, of course, working like crazy. Give them a little rest. Do it again. Lift, squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower it down. We got one more. Lift them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower it down. Okay. All that fun we gotta do on the other side. Let's get all set up. So we will line up on that back edge of our mat. Get our legs forward. Right, remember, it's always your setup. And then play with where you have that. I had my arm a little bent. Definitely it can be straight too, depending on your favorite. Maybe I'll try it straight on this one, a little straighter. But more than anything, it's this shoulder stability work. To me, that always feels like retract my shoulder, pull it down and back, that kind of thing. All right, bottom foot is anchored, top leg at hip height. We're gonna do those sweeps. Kick forward, point, kick back, flex, kick forward. We're trying to keep our upper body stable, and we're really aware of how that shoulder blade anchoring into place and pushing into our magic circle helps us do that. And kick, and point, and reach. Let's get one more in. Kick, and point, reach. Leg over the bottom leg, externally rotate for bottom out. We'll point up, flex down. Inhale and exhale. Notice that steady work with your magic circle as we lift and lower. This one is not quite as much stability work, so sometimes it's easy to get lazy with that top shoulder. Don't do it. Flex up, point down on your next one. Flex up, point and reach down. Flex up, point down. One more time. Flex and point. We'll get some develope in. Slide the toe in, kick the leg straight, reach it back down. Inhale, slide it in, extend, and reach it out. We got one more. Slide it in, reach, and back down, and then reverse. Flex your foot to lift, bend, and then lengthen it out. We're always thinking of that external rotation, kind of open our hip work, lift, bend, and reach. Okay, rond de jambes. Legs at hip height. We're gonna go forward, lift, draw a rainbow, find that shoulder blade, find your magic circle work. Inhale, exhale, especially for the back reach. I feel like I really have to concentrate, and which is always good. Shoulder, kind of when you start to feel yourself want to wobble. Let's get one more. Sweep forward, lift, and circle, and then let's reverse, reach behind, lift up and over. Inhale for half, exhale for that second half. Lots of length, lots of reaching out of your hip, anchoring down through the bottom. Like this is our last one. Lift and circle. Okay, last little series where we stuck our magic circle down here in our lower legs. We lined up in the middle of our mat. Nice straight line. And then you decide, you could have that hand here, or if you want to challenge that balance up overhead. And then could we lift our legs and lower? Finding that length in our waist. We're just lightly holding our circle. Lift, which feels like lots of work, and lower. Let's hold it up there, little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. Lift it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. We got one more. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then bring it back down. Give yourself a little rest moment. If you want to take a little figure 4 stretch. Maybe it's not a rest moment, maybe it's a stretch moment, right? If you love, sometimes I like a little like this like happy baby kind of stretch where you grab your feet and just hug my legs in. Anything that feels good for your body after those side leg series. Oh, take a few breaths there. You know what's coming up, it's our teaser. The good news is we get to use the magic circle, and it's super helpful. It's one of my favorite versions. We'll do a couple versions so you can decide which one you like the best. All right. When you're ready, when you get some stretchy moments in, just flip over onto your back. Grab your magic circle. We're gonna hold one end of it. We're gonna put our feet in the other end. All right, so we'll be making our circle an oval again. This feels a lot like some of these other ones we've done. We wanna anchor our shoulders. We wanna use that power of our legs. It's fine to have a little bit of rock. If you feel like you need a little rock to come up, chin to chest, push through your legs and see if you can just come up. There's our teaser, right? and then roll down. I like to leave my legs straight kind of as long as I can and curl through my low back, and then eventually you kind of have to, you can only go so far, and then you gotta bend your legs in, right? That press, curl forward, reach, reach, reach. Feel that opposition. Shoulders down, legs up, and then scoop your belly and then start rolling down and bring it back. Let's add some bonuses to that version. Let's press, roll up, get there. Here's your fun challenge. Like, can you, now that we're there, could you take your circle off, lift your arms up, and then just lasso your feet again? Let's do that like 2 more times. Lift, and then lasso the feet. And then we'll lift, lasso our feet, and then roll to come back down. Now you can totally do some more of this version. If you want to play with just holding your circle to see how that changes your teaser, you can take the circle above your chest, fall those arms in. It's just, we're not squishing it, like it's just an engagement. You're gonna chin to chest, curl forward, reach that circle up and away as you come up into your teaser, and then roll down and bend those legs to come back in. Inhale as we curl, reach the legs, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, scoop the belly in and roll to come back down. Let's get one more. Your version, always do the one that works best for you and your body. And then roll and come back down. Give those legs a little hug in. All right, let's come up to sitting. We're gonna do a little can version today with our magic circle. So can, hip circles. We're gonna be on our elbows today. So we're gonna push our chest up. This is work, right? Just to be here before we've even lifted those legs. Light hold of our magic circle. So here is our action with our legs. We're lightly holding the circle and we go right, left, right, and then here's that major work part. Straighten the legs, keep your core tight, bend it back in. Left, right, left, extend the legs. Stay lifted, no sinking in those shoulders. Right, left, right, legs extend. And bring it back down, left, right, left, legs extend. Oh, let's get one more of those. Right, left, right, legs extend. And then bring them back down. Awesome job, guys. Let's flip it over onto our bellies. We're gonna do a little swimming version. I always like to create swimming versions. Like, does it make the exercise better for me or seem almost easier? I love this version. I feel like it helps me do it better. Makes me enjoy swimming more, so let me know what you think. I got my magic circle out here in front. I'm gonna have my hands nice and wide, very much like we did our swan. Our shoulder blades are down, our legs are reaching. We're gonna swan first, like just find your swan. Pull your shoulders down, press into the circle, and then we're just swimming our legs, right? And just play with how that engagement into our circle can just help us hold that position, be lifted, and then how big can you get those kicks, reaching and lifting. Let's do one more breath there, because it's, my favorite one. And then coming back down. Yeah, push back, give yourself a little press back into your child's pose. A little stretch. Good. We're gonna sneak in a little like leg pull / push up right here, because I love this version. We're gonna take our magic circle and you're gonna put it on your sternum. Make it comfortable, right? A little higher, a little lower. It's kind of between your boobs. And then have the circle on the mat, hands under your shoulders. So try this out a few ways. So I would start on those knees and just check out, like this is a push-up, right? We're pushing away. We have that nice straight line with our body. We're gonna see if we can bend and straighten. And if you've not done these before, man, you'll appreciate, like that circle gives you a little zing, right? And if that's there for you and you want to come all the way up into that full plank, try some in your full plank. Let's do 3 more. Your version, if you like on the knees or if you want to do them all the way. And you got to have that control because you don't want your circle to fall over. If you get too like sideways or anything, it will come out of there. And then just push back. Come up onto all fours for a moment. Just give yourself a little cat moment. Stretch our back up. Awesome job, guys. Let's flip over. Let's get a little, let's do some seal today with our magic circle. We're gonna put that circle in between our feet. Now, traditional seal position is great. If it doesn't work for you, hands on top or behind your legs is always fine, right? Here we are in our rolling position. We have our big magic circle between our legs. We are gonna actively squeeze squeeze, squeeze, and then we're gonna hold it to rock. Inhale, and you're just lightly engaging as you rock. And then we can squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If it's there for you, you can balance on your shoulders and squeeze, 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 and then come back up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's do 2 more of those. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get those bonus inner thigh strengthening. Let's get 1 more in. Rock back, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Rock forward and get our squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Fabulous. Okay, let's come up to standing today. Let's play with that big twist exercise. This, so my head does not get cut off quite so much for you guys. Here it is. Man, lots of balance work on this one, rotation. The feet just a little bit wider than your shoulders. You don't want to go too wide. Kind of make a little X with your body. We're going to lift our heels up. We're going to see if we can spin ourselves around. Now, this is balance work. It always makes me a little wobbly. I'm going to try to turn my feet the other way. And then I take my arms and I curl down and reach. And maybe you get to your leg, maybe you don't. Maybe just go as far as you can. And then you're going to untwist and come back, which again, like I'm always wobbly. Like if you're wobbly, it's normal. Lift your heels, spin. It also depends on what you're spinning on the carpet, how well you spin, curl, or if you have a hard floor. And then you're gonna untwist and come back. Let's do 1 more in each. And maybe you want to try your legs a little narrower, a little wider, play with it a little bit, see what works best for you. Chin to chest as you reach. Feel like you're just wringing out your breath, right? We get that spin a little, curl toward our leg. And then untwist and come back down. Awesome job, guys. We are all done. Thank you for playing today with our magic circle.